Well, here we are, guys. We're back with another behind the scenes lobster fishing with the Wakey. Today we're talking about boat maintenance, and that is a never-ending thing with anything around the salt water. It rusts, it's horrid on metal. Maybe if you had a motor made out of stainless steel or something, you'd have something, but there's always something to do, it seems like, with your maintenance. Keep up on your boat, wear and tear, all that stuff. Taking my fuel pump off to have that rebuilt. It leaks a little bit, so be a fix, it'll pay for itself. It has a steady drip of diesel fuel off the throttle arm. I'm going to tear into that today, Sunday. It's supposed to be 60 degrees the next couple days. Got my Mr. Heater going. Waiting for my boat to thaw out anyway. I got some ice in the bilge. Letting them get a little sunlight. He's already melted back here. When you become a lobster boat owner, over time you slightly become a mechanic. A diesel mechanic or a gas mechanic, mostly diesel engines in the lobster boats. A few people have gas engines, but by the end of it, the longer you own it, the better you can turn a wrench by the end of it. But I mean, there's always at least something that you'll have to do. I mean, a lot of people have mechanics do all their work, but it still ends up that you have something. Even if you buy a brand new motor, it starts getting age on it. I mean, $75, $80 an hour for the mechanic, so what I'd pay someone $150 to do, I'm going to tackle on doing myself today. And of course I have a very simple motor. It's an antique Cummins 160, so self-aspirated. No turbo on this baby. I'm going to take my fuel pump up, have that rebuilt. That'll probably be $300. And just never-ending maintenance on a boat anyway, for every little piece of metal, glass, over time, things get broke. Definitely a never-ending process. Definition of lobster boat: a hole in the water which one pours money. We might as well fire her up real quick. It's about 9:15 on a Sunday morning. Get these people up, ready for church. There's a few neighbors around here. See if she fires up real quick. We'll show you the fuel leak. Well, we know she runs anyway, but I'm going to tear that fuel pump off. We're going to tear off our air breather, fuel pump, yippee. What a fucking nightmare. As you can see, we got some progress. Holy fuck. Been about 2 hours on this fucking thing. Saved myself $140. Got the fuel pump taken off, had some problems, a couple of the fittings were fairly rusty. You gotta be careful with them brass fittings going into copper lines, all that shit. It's real soft metal. You gotta be gentle with it when you take shit apart. Put the PB blaster right to it. Fuel pump off. Had an alternator belt missing. Throw that on. And I replaced a couple of my ends where my fuel lines go into. My fuel injectors. Had a few problems there, leaking. Replaced several of them. Go get that baby rebuilt and get it back on there. Nah, it's just a never-ending nightmare with boat ownership that way. I think if Lobster never went to hell, I could go be a diesel mechanic, at least go for someone. After 6 years of owning this boat, I've torn the whole thing apart and put it back together, so. Not because I wanted to. Because I had to, but. Part of the fun of it. Getting your hands greasy every now and then. Breakdowns. Well guys, I love it. 5:30 a.m. Looks like it's going to be a nice day. It's pretty chilly right now, about 34, 36 degrees, but. Just waiting on Jimmy Beal to show up. Dump this friggin' old girl overboard. I'm gonna run out and set a load of traps too, I guess. All kinds of fun. He was supposed to launch me yesterday, but I think it was just Friday the 13th. He didn't want to do it. But either way, didn't matter anyway, because it would have had to have been yesterday afternoon. It was blowing about 30 anyway, so we'll get it dumped overboard today.
Well guys, we got a launch. My camera, I'm having technical difficulties with my camera. It only works when the screen's right flat. If I fold it out, it kind of breaks up. So sorry I didn't get no footage of that. Went in at 5:30 this morning. Went out and set 60 traps. Everything seemed to run smooth, so. Fuel pump ain't leaking. Fuel pump's rebuilt and back on, so we're ready to go. Been listening to the radio all morning. Everyone's horned out. Pretty day anyway. Everything went smooth. Start showing you what the hell these traps do when we haul them out. It's just some spring fishing here. Price of lobsters $5.25 boat price today, so price is up a little bit. We'll see what happens. Every launch went smooth anyway. Lobster season 2012 underway.